Hello everyone. Today we will complete learning about matter. This is Unit 9, Lesson 3, page 366. How does matter change? In these two pages, 366 and the next page, we will speak about the things that freeze and melt. What happens when you put an ice cube tray filled with water into a freezer? Of course, the water freezes into ice. You know this in your daily life. We can do that, especially in summer. We put the ice tray inside the freezer, then we get ice cubes. Then, what will happen if you leave the ice cubes out of the freezer? Put them away outside the freezer. The ice will stay ice? Of course not. The ice melts. So, what we are learning here, we are learning about what happens when you add heat to the ice and when you take away heat from the water, for example. What happens when you add heat to ice? It melts into liquid water. Then what happens when you take away heat from water? It freezes into solid ice. That's exactly what happened with the example of the ice cubes. Look what they are telling us in here. Taking away or adding heat can change water. Think about making ice. Put water in the freezer. The water freezes into solid ice. Take the ice out of the freezer. It melts into a liquid. So, these are the two changes. When we add or remove heat, water changes. Now, when the water changes into ice, of course, the properties of the matter will change. Freezing changes some properties of water. Ice has its own shape. It's the opposite of the water, of the liquid. The liquid doesn't have its own shape, while the ice has. This is the first point. Liquid doesn't have that specific or fixed shape. Freezing also, what will do? Make water expand, and that is the second change of the properties. So ice takes up more space than water. So if anyone asked me, what are the two ways that freezing changes properties of water? Freezing water makes ice, which has its own shape. The second thing, freezing makes water expand, become bigger. Now, what is the main point in here? As I read at the beginning, taking away or adding heat can change water. Look at the girl, she is eating ice pop. And ice pop is mostly water. Here it is a frozen solid. It is a frozen solid. Now, page 367. Now, before I explain what they are telling us in here and we go through the exercise, let's remember that if anyone asked us what happens to something when it freezes, especially the water or the juice, it turns from liquid to solid. It changes or it turns from a liquid to solid. So what happens to something when it melts? It turns from a solid to liquid. It's just the opposite. Now, right here they ask us to write the names of something that melts. Now, let's think of something. Can fruits melt? Of course not. We will think of something liquid or something icy that can change into liquid. Like the ice cube and the ice pop and the ice cream. These are three kinds of things that can melt when we take it away from the freezer. Look at the example that we have in here. The ice pop gets warm and melts into liquid. Now we have some math. Let's do some math here. We have to compare the numbers in the thermometer. Circle the answers. Ice cream has a lot of water in it, you know that. It melts faster when the air temperature is higher, of course. At which temperature will ice cream melt faster? So we have to search for the higher temperature. Do you remember how we compare numbers? We look at the tens digits. Of course, when the tens digit is bigger, so the number is bigger. It's clear here the answer, 75 Fahrenheit and 85 Fahrenheit. At these two temperature, the ice cream will melt faster because, as you know, as much as you add more heat, your icy thing will melt faster. So again, to summarize, to sum up what I say, we focus that in these 2 pages, they taught us how water, specifically, or liquid, change from the frozen to the melting and the opposite way. I hope that you enjoyed listening to our easy lesson and enjoyed learning about freezing and melting. Thank you so much.